Everybody loves a good old RPG. The stats, the character development, the stats, the story, the stats. 2018 has been a good year for stats, I mean RPGs, but which have been the best of the year? It was only last year when the games industry was in a frenzy about the death of single-player games on the back of Visceral Games closing down. 2018 stuck two fingers up at that with some of the best single-player experiences of the last 10 years. We chose not to focus on those bad boys here though, saving them for our actual Game of the Year awards at the end of the year, but instead focus on one of the genres that has kept single-player games afloat for years, the beloved RPG. And 2018 has had some right good games. Here are our top 5 RPGs from the year in no apparent order whatsoever. If you're anything like most of the people out there in the wonderful world right now, there is a pretty good chance you've missed Aurora 44's hugely impressive action RPG Ashen when it launched earlier this month. That's because they released it out of bloody nowhere. Well, except for the rumours that leaked a few days beforehand. It flew under most people's radars, and it absolutely shouldn't have. The Soulsborne game not only dazzles with its wonderful art style and its hugely picturesque environments, but gameplay-wise, it's pretty bloody good as well. If you like RPGs, then you're gonna love it too, with plenty of weapons to search out and upgrade, armour to find, and even a whole bloody village to restore, meaning it deserves its place on this here list. Did we say it looks really pretty as well? Like, really, really pretty. Go play it, Xbox folks, you will not regret it. Dragon Quest XI is quite possibly one of the most happy-go-lucky, jaunty and playful RPGs we've ever encountered. Everything about it oozes with joyful celebration, whether it's the game's blustering theme tune or the bold and colourful artwork by Akira Toriyama. It never fails to raise a smile. Despite appearances, however, all is not well in Dragon Quest XI's verdant realm, as your protagonist signals the coming of the Dark One, a malevolent being that threatens to put an end to the world and all who dwell there. As the reincarnation of the legendary luminary, it falls to you and a merry band of adventurers to put an end to the Dark One's plans, and yes, save the world. It might sound like entirely conventional RPG fare, but Dragon Quest XI imbues every inch of its world with effortless charm while providing deep and involving mechanics. A pure joy. Weirdly, we talked about RPGs keeping the single-player boat afloat over the years, but Larian took the age-old mantra, everything is better with friends, and injected it into their growing in popularity franchise, Divinity. Hitting consoles for the first time in 2018, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition had everything you ever wanted from an RPG. More stats than you can shake a stick at, alluring and inviting characters with interesting backstories. Some great character customization, both from a backdrop perspective, but also a look and feel perspective as well, and plenty of choice and consequence to boot. Divinity 2 is a CRPG that you can play your own way, and that's what RPGs are all about. Plus, on top of that, Larian gave the narrator a voice which we're hoping takes off in the CRPG genre and beyond in general. It can be a bit tricky though, so you've been warned. 2018 got off to an incredible start in January with the release of Capcom's epic beastie bashing simulator Monster Hunter World, and the Japanese publisher was rewarded with a load of cash as a result, as it became their best-selling title ever. Which, if you think about some of the titles they've had over the years, is absolutely batshit crazy. With big beasties to take down, epic weapons and costumes to create, and more battle assists than you can possibly imagine, Monster Hunter World is most definitely one of the best RPGs of this year. And yes, you can play this one with friends too. We had argued whether Monster Hunter World was more an action game than an RPG, but come on, if you don't fight those big bad burling beasties with any tactics at all, you're gonna get hurt. Badly. Speaking of the old action game versus RPG game debate, years ago there was no bloody way that you'd find Assassin's Creed in a list talking about the best RPGs of the year. They used to be straight up action games. Odyssey this year though firmly put the Assassin's Creed sandal in the RPG category, with it being likened to The Witcher 3, the finest open world RPG of the last 5 years, possibly ever. That's The Witcher 3 by the way, not Assassin's Creed Odyssey, although that's pretty good. Anyway, with different characters to choose from, dialogue options with real consequences to pay attention to, and now being chock full of choices to make, Assassin's Creed is now very much an RPG. Add that to all the armor pieces, the weapons you get, the crafting, the upgrading, and all the other RPGing, and I'm sure you'll agree with us that Assassin's Creed Odyssey has earned the right to be in this list. And if you don't agree, you're wrong. So there you have it, folks, our top 5 RPGs of 2018. If you haven't played any of these yet, sort yourself out and get them played. It'll be worth it, I promise you. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Bye.